Well, one man who's been having an amazing 12 months is Craig Williams. Delighted he's been able to join us on RVTV and have a chat about this amazing run you're enjoying, not just in Australia but around the globe.
Yeah, look, it's been really good. It's a lot of hard work. My agent Mark Guest works really hard, and we've been having a real lucky run and getting lovely opportunities, and not just locally but abroad.
You've had success with premierships, but now it's as much that you want to go around and chase big races and enjoy carnivals worldwide?
Yeah, I've been lucky. I've got some nice horses that are on offer for me to go, and they're competing at the world stages at the time. Of course, we had Hortensia in Dubai. I was able to then, since I had a really good end of last year, been able to compete in the World Masters in Dubai, which I was successful in. And then, of course, Dunedin comes back on the radar again, and he was great for me to win an international race in Hong Kong at the end of December.
Can I press you hard and say what's been the highlight of the last 6 months?
The birth of my fourth child, Summer. That's definitely the highlight. But on the racetrack, there's been a lot. I would say I got great satisfaction out of winning the Vase in Hong Kong on Dunedin, and I was lucky my uncle Jimmy was over there, my father was over there, and I was able to share that experience. And Hong Kong was also my home for 3 years, so to win one of their major events and one of the international races was a huge thrill. Of course, going to win the Masters in Dubai was great, and then to keep Australian sprinting ranks going with Hortensia was so dominant on the world stage, and World Cup night sprint was another great highlight.
What about the 6 months ahead? Do we see you reunite with Dunedin?
Yes, I've spoken to David Redfers. I cannot ride him in his first up run because I've got commitments in Japan. But if all's going well, he'll go to Epsom the day before the Derby, and be united with him there. And then if he's going well, he'll run the week of Royal Ascot, where also Hortensia runs in the King's Stand. You
mentioned Japan. You're off there for another stint?
That's right. After the Sydney Cup meeting, I leave 3 days later, and I take up a 2-month contract for Mr. Katsumi Yoshida, and my trainer is Mr. Ike, and take the 2 months there from NHK Mile until the Takarazuka Kanan.
Now, you had Group 1 success there last year. Who's the one horse you're pinning your faith on when you go back?
Well, the first weekend I ride there, I ride in the Group 1 3-year-old NHK Mile, which I won last year on Grand Prix Boss. This year I'm riding last year's champion 2-year-old Alfredo. So I'm hoping, he's had one run this preparation, it was a little bit disappointing. I'm hoping he can bounce back, and that's a good way to start the contract. And then I know my agent's got a couple of horses that he's got his eyes on for the Oaks and the Derby, so I'll have to leave that up to him. I don't understand Japanese names too well.
And you mentioned Royal Ascot. It'd be a great thrill to get across there and compete, reunite with Hortensia, as you said, hopefully Dunedin as well, and Black Caviar over at the same time. It's going to be a great carnival.
Yes, certainly. I think it's fantastic for Australian racing. We've seen the strength through the Spring Carnival, and it's then backed up in the autumn, and then we've got horses going over to represent, and people going over to represent Australia, and there's no doubt that they're going to do them proud.
Surely you're thinking ahead to this year's Spring Racing Carnival. I know you've got plenty on your plate, but you'd love to get that Melbourne Cup on the board. Have you started sizing up some early contenders? Oh, yes, certainly. There's a few in the mix, but there's a lot of water that goes under the bridge. My wife got a trophy cabinet made up, so I think she's pushing me as hard as my agent is at the moment. But we come very close last year, and again, it's another thing. It's another race that we're going to have to try and work really hard and hopefully get the right horse on the right day, and hopefully be able to salute one time. You must be incredibly proud of your achievements over the last 12 months. Yeah, it's been great. You know, it's 17 years of being working really hard and getting great opportunities. You know, you see the highs of racing when it was successful with Pinka Pinka, and we saw the lows when Pinka Pinka passed away last week. So that's racing. We're going to make the most of it while we can. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it, and away from the track, my family's driving me, and I've got great inspiration with my family. Final question: for the next 12 months, what's the one goal, the primary goal you've set yourself? I want to be more successful through the end of the Sydney Carnival. Good on you, mate. Best of luck. Thanks very much.